Today's tutorial is Crystal Corners Beaded Ring number 2. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. Let's take a look at the supplies that we're going to need to make the Crystal Corners number 2 beaded ring. You'll need a 10mm pearl or other 10mm round bead. And you're going to encompass that with your tilas and mini diamond duos. You'll need size 15 beads for the corners and around the pearl. And you'll need 4mm bicones down here at the base of your ring. And the band will be made up of a diamond duo, size 11s, and 2mm fire polish. I suggest to use a 6-pound crystal fire line for this project, but that would make it hard for you to see on the tutorial. Today I'm going to use smoke so you can follow along easier. I went ahead and put 3 feet of thread onto my needle. To begin your Crystal Corner number 2 beaded ring, go ahead and start with your diamond duo and size 15, a tila, a size 15, a diamond duo, a 15, and a tila. Go ahead and put these on your needle and bring them down to the end of your thread. From here, we're going to add our 10mm pearl or other 10mm round bead, bringing it down along to the other beads. Now I'm going to go ahead and knot my thread along the side of my pearl, like so. And I'm going to do this a few times just so it's nice and secure. And then we'll pull the knot tight against the pearl. I'm going to give it one more knot. Now that we have done that, picking this back up, I'm going to needle back into my pearl to the other side. And I'm going to pull the thread and knot into the center of my pearl. I'm finished with the tail, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. After trimming off the tail, I'm going to pick up one diamond duo, one size 15, one tila, one size 15, another diamond duo bead, a size 15, and one more tila bead. Again, I'm going to come into the other hole of my pearl and push my needle through. I'll pull it through and let those beads come along the other edge of my pearl. I'm going to go ahead and pull this as tight as I can. And now I just added these 4 on this side. I'm going to needle back into my first side, the tila, and come around a little ways through the 15, diamond duo, 15, and tila. I'm going to keep going until I get to this place coming up where it's a gap between the diamond duo and tila. So right here we have this gap between the diamond duo and tila. And what we're going to do is fill it with a size 15 seed bead. Come back into your next tila and around to the other side where you have a gap between the diamonduo and tila. So when we get back here to the other gap, we're going to pick up another size 15, come into our tila, and we want to get this secure around here, so we're just going to go around one more time and finish by coming out of one of the 15s past your diamonduo. So you just continue around till it feels like it's getting secure and snug against your pearl, and come out a 15 past the diamonduo. You can really see the 4 crystal corners starting to show on this ring. At this point, coming out of your 15, pick up 5 more 15s, 4 and 5, come into the 15 past your tila, into the diamonduo, and the next 15, and then I'll take these 5 15s that we just added and have them sit on top of the tila. Coming out of this 15, go ahead and pick up 5 more 15s, 4 and 5, come into the next 15 past the tila, the diamonduo, and the 15, which I cannot do at the same pass. So we'll go ahead and pull these 15s down on top of our tila. I need to still come through my 15 here. And then I'll be ready to pick up 5 more 15s. So I'm picking up 5 more, 4 and 5. I'm going to come into the 15 here, past my tila and the diamonduo, and my 15, pulling my needle through and coaxing the 15s to sit on top of the tila. We have one more set to put on, so go ahead and pick up your 5 15s and come into the 15 past your tila and the diamonduo, just like so. And again, get these to sit on top of your tila, pulling everything tight. You can go ahead and needle into the 115 past your diamonduo. After completing the top of our crystal corners ring, what we're going to do is get ready to come down to the base. So we're coming out of this 15 next to a tila, and then drop down into the bottom hole of the tila and let your thread lay against the side of the tila. And now we're going to be working with our size 15s and 4mm bicones. So go ahead and pick up 115, 1 bicone, and 115, and come into the next tila bead. So we're going to be putting a crystal on every corner underneath the diamonduo. We'll have our crystal. Again, a 15, a 4mm, and a 15. Coming out of a tila, go into the next tila, and just make sure your bicone crystal sits underneath the diamonduo. Again, Repeat that for each corner with a size 15, a 4mm, and a 15. Coming out of a tila, going into tila. Our very last one, adding a 15, 4mm, and a 15. Come into the next tila. Again, just make sure all of your crystal bicones are sitting underneath your diamonduos. To secure it, go ahead and needle around this base a few times till it's nice and snug. Make sure that when you finish, you're exiting a 15 before the bicone. I needled around my base a few times. I'm exiting the 15 right before the bicone, and now I'm going to pick up 2 more 15s of a different color and come into the point of my diamonduo. Coming out of my diamonduo, picking up 2 15s, I'm going to come back into the 15 before the tila and the tila and the 15 after it. And this will hold your diamonduo point right above your bicone. So we're going to pick up 2 15s into the diamonduo, coming out of the diamonduo, picking up 2 more 15s, and coming in through the 15, the tila, and the 15. Picking up 2 more 15s and coming into the point of your diamonduo. Repeating this all the way around. Picking up 2 15s, coming down into your 15, tila, and 15, pulling it snug. That's our very last corner here, so we're going to pick up 2 15s right through the diamonduo like we've been doing, and 2 more 15s, and coming down in here to the 15, tila, and 15. We need to needle around to come out the 15 before the tila. So one more. So I'm coming out this 15 right before a tila. And this is where we're going to start our band attachment. We'll put both diamonduos on both sides of the band before we work on it. So I'm going to pick up 1 15 and 1 diamonduo. I'm going to bring this up to my work so you can see. It's going to lay next to the tila. We're going to come back into this diamonduo and pick up a 15 and into the 15 after the tila. And we have to go to the other side, so if you go through a bicone now, it's fine. This will be where your band is going to start on this side. We're going to go around and set up for the band on the other side. Coming through my bicone here and exit the 15 just before the tila. Oh, too far. Look at that. There we go. Exiting the 15 before the tila. Again, pick up 1 15 on your needle and then pick up your diamonduo. Drop it down next to your ring. come back into your diamond duo. I'll pick up another 15 and enter into the 15 past your tila. I really don't want the other 15, just the 15 past the tila, like this. Now I'm going to needle back around to my other side. It just helps strengthen everything and to get our thread in a good place to start our band. So coming back around, through the bicone, in the 15, and into the diamond duo. At this point, we'll be able to start our band. We're ready to begin putting on our band, and we're going to need the 2mm fire polish and size 11 seed beads. So coming out of your diamond duo, we're going to pick up one size 11, one size 2mm fire polish, and one more size 11, and needle back into the other side of the diamond duo. Now we just want to bring our thread through the tila and into the diamond duo back here to the 11. So we'll come through the 15 here. Easier said than done. So we'll come through the 15 here, through the tila, and if your needle wants to go in between these other beads, that's okay. You can always back it out. Because of the angle, it might be easier. Now I'm just going to bring my needle back under these beads that accidentally went through. Into the 15 by the tila and the diamond duo. And then into this one size 11. So now it looks like we have the two 11s with the fire polish kind of in the middle. I want to pick up one size 11 and come through my fire polish. Then one more size 11 and come into this 11. Through my diamond duo, and back around one more time. So we'll go through the 15 here by the tila, through the tila, and again, if it wants to angle underneath these beads, that's okay because you can just back it out. So we'll go through the tila and then just run my needle back underneath these beads so my thread's in the right spot to continue. Down the 15, and into this 15 above the diamond duo. Through the diamond duo and down into the 11 underneath it. So now we're going to look at this way. And this is going to be odd count peyote. So we're going to come up through this 111. Through this middle 2 millimeter. And into the 11 above the 2 millimeter. So coming out of here, we're going to pick up 111 and come into our 2 millimeter bead. Pick up 111 and come back into this 211. I'm going to flip this over and come down into the 2 millimeter fire polish. Pulling this one to the side, and then we'll come down, forward, up into this 11 beside it, back through our 2 millimeter fire polish and the 11 above it, and back into the 11 here. We're going to pick up one more 2 millimeter fire polish and bring it into the bottom 11. So now we're truly starting odd count peyote. Picking up an 11, coming up through. I'm going to pull this a little tighter. Picking up an 11, stepping back into the 11 before it, into the 2 millimeter fire polish, and then back into this 2 millimeter fire polish, come up through this 11, not the one on the end, but the one before it. So you're coming up through this one. And then bring your needle down into the leading edge of this 11 here. And now we're only going to be doing the seed beads for the rest of the band until we get around to the other side, where we'll put the 2 millimeter fire polish in next to our other diamond duo. Stepping back into this 11 here, come into your little fire polish, step back into this middle bead, up into the bead before your end, and then come down into the end. Go ahead and pick up your last and final 2 millimeter fire polish, coming into this 11 here, You can see that this is where it's going to connect back up to here. We're going to pick up one size 11. Our thread is coming out over here on this side. And we're going to needle into the corresponding side of our diamond duo. Need to work our way back around. We'll go ahead and come through the 15. Then we'll need to come through the Tila bead. And again, I ended up going underneath some of my other beads. That's okay because I can easily back the needle out. And I don't have to force it into a spot it doesn't want to go. So I'm just going to pull that back underneath. So coming out of the Tila, needle back into your 15 and your diamond duo. Now we're going to pick up one more size 11. We have our band connected over here on this side. So we're going to pick up an 11 and come into our 11 here, pulling that tight, coming through my fire polish. So now I'm coming out of my fire polish. Again, you're going to want to go back through all of these to reinforce it. Stepping back into this 11 here, come into your little fire polish, step back into this middle bead, up into the bead before your end, and then come down into the end. Go ahead and pick up your last and final 2mm fire polish, coming into this 11 here. You can see that this is where it's going to connect back up to here. We're going to pick up one size 11. Our thread is coming out over here on this side. And we're going to needle into the corresponding side of our diamond duo. Need to work our way back around. We'll go ahead and come through the 15. Then we'll need to come through the Tila bead. And again, I ended up going underneath some of my other beads. That's okay because I can easily back the needle out. And I don't have to force it into a spot it doesn't want to go. So I'm just going to pull that back underneath. So coming out of the Tila, needle back into your 15 and your diamond duo. Now we're going to pick up one more size 11. We have our band connected over here on this side. So we're going to pick up an 11 and come into our 11 here. pulling that tight, coming through my fire polish. So now I'm coming out of my fire polish. Again, you're going to want to go back through all of these to reinforce it. Stepping back into this 11 here, come into your little fire polish, step back into this middle bead, up into the bead before your end, and then come down into the end. Go ahead and pick up your last and final 2mm fire polish, coming into this 11 here. You can see that this is where it's going to connect back up to here. We're going to pick up one size 11. Our thread is coming out over here on this side. And we're going to needle into the corresponding side of our diamond duo. Need to work our way back around. We'll go ahead and come through the 15. Then we'll need to come through the tila bead. And again, I ended up going underneath some of my other beads. That's okay because I can easily back the needle out. And I don't have to force it into a spot it doesn't want to go. So I'm just going to pull that back underneath. So coming out of the tila, needle back into your 15 and your diamond duo. Now we're going to pick up one more size 11. We have our band connected over here on this side. So we're going to pick up an 11 and come into our 11 here, pulling that tight, coming through my fire polish. So now I'm coming out of my fire polish. Again, you're going to want to go back through all of these to reinforce it. Thanks for watching today's tutorial on the Crystal Corners beaded ring number 2. I hope you enjoyed making it, and we'll see you next time.